All right, everyone, welcome to Nexus Gaming Series. This is round one. We got some Division C West action between Roll1 Esports and Collecting Countless Stars. I am going to be your caster / observer, theStroke, and this is the first time I've casted in quite some time, so just let me know if you're in the chat. You know how things sound, how things look, and we'll get make sure everything's doing all right on that front. While we're waiting for the teams to get things kind of figured out, we do have some map bans going on that we can check out. And the first map, so the coin toss was won by Roll1 Esports. They banned out Praxis Holdout and Volskaya Foundry, and then Collecting Countless Stars banned out Garden of Terror and Battlefield of Eternity. So the map that was selected by Roll1 is going to be Towers of Doom. Just getting things set up, but I am excited to get back into the swing of things with Season 14. I myself am playing with Bonsai Gaming. We are in the lowly Division E, but looking to have a good time and have some fun. So we'll be heading over to Towers of Doom to start. And we're just waiting for the teams to kind of get ready. Already a couple of pieces of action earlier today. So we're looking at the standings in Division C, and we can see that Can't Counterpick Stupid has picked up a win. Crimson 5 picked up 2 points as well. And we should be just moving on to the action as we move farther into the week and people get their matches scheduled and played. Usually Thursday, Friday is pretty busy, but these guys are just about ready to roll, and we're excited to check out what they got going on. For Roll1 Esports, we're going to have Rock Your World playing along with Zad, Poe, Janeba, and Mongoose. And then over there on Collecting Countless Stars, we'll just call them CCS from now on. We're going to have Kathazia, Bimeduho, yes, Cypher, Hoku, and Demon 13. Let's call him that. If you're in the chat, just just let us know how you're feeling about this match. Who are you supporting? Who you think's going to win? Is it going to be a 3-game sweep? Is it or a two-game sweep of the best of 3 series by either team? Or let's see what kind of support we got out there for these guys. All right, looks like everyone's ready. And we should be getting started here pretty quickly in Towers of Doom for the draft. Not a whole lot of background research I did so far on these teams. I played with a couple of these guys in the past. But I have definitely had a resurgence of Heroes of the Storm here in the last, 5 months. So we should be getting into the draft here. Nope. We got someone to say, wait. So stand by to stand by. All right, here we go. For realsies this time, moving into the draft for Game 1 on Towers of Doom, Roll1 Esports versus CCS.
Towers of Doom.
right, all right. Into the match we go. And CCS is going to ban first as they gave up the map pick over to Roll1 Esports. Expecting probably a Joe. Towers of Doom, always a wild card, obviously. Kael'thas with the first ban. They may know something about this Roll1 team that I do not. And Roll1 is going to ban out Samuro. So a couple of DPS bans there. Samuro definitely changes the way that you have to play the game as a team against him. So that might be a smart ban there for for Roll1. And we get the Hogger ban over from CCS for their second ban. Always a pain to deal with that that old knoll there. And another pain to deal with, Gazlo. He's been wrecking my Storm League experiences of late. So we've got the bans in and see who we get in the first pick of this first game, Roll1 Esports versus CCS. And we're going to have Junkrat selected by ES Cypher. Junk. Over to Roll1. They're going to pick up Stukov on Juaneba. As well as, drum roll please, Chromie for Poe. All right. Over to CCS. Let's see what they pick up for their answers. They got Roll1 picking up their healer already with Stukov. Always a... Oh, Anduin. Great pick there for Kath.
For the frozen throne.
And the ever-powerful, currently in the meta, Anubarak over to Hoku. All right, into the next round of bans. Expecting them to probably think about banning out possibly an auto attacker or someone who can give Chromie problems as a flanker. And there's an auto attacker in Hanzo. And we'll see what CCS bans out. They've got a tank, so maybe a Joe ban. Possibly. And there it is. To round out the team for Roll1, let's see what they're looking at for tank. Maybe another frontliner. There is always the dual lane option. We're going to get Blaze for Zad.
Bring the mega death.
And, oh, the double tank meta. So Rocky World picking up ETC. Going to make them pretty hardy, especially with Stukov heals. And let's see how CCS answers. Time is running out. And Sylvanas for Demon 13. And the global over onto Haka. All right, last pick for Mongoose. What is he going to pick?
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded for the Nova. Okay. Here we go. For whatever reason, my chat is not working on this bad boy. And did we get any swaps? I think not. All right, here we go, folks. Into game one. Roll1 Esports versus CCS. Loading. I think looking at these compositions, I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards CCS just based on the global, the overpowered Anubarak, and Junkrat is hard to deal with, especially on this map. So we'll check out what we got going on there.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
All right, over on Roll1 Esports, we got Rock Your World on ETC, Januba on Stukov, Zad on Blaze, Poe on Chromie, and Mongoose on Nova.
10 seconds.
Over for CCS, we've got Mamido on Dahaka, Hoku on Anubarak, Anduin for Kath, Demon 13 over on Sylvanas, and Cypher on the Junkrat. Both teams playing initially pretty safe here. And Nova Clone, Tongue Miss. Looks like we're going to have Dahaka heading up to the top. He's going to come back down and re-engage, possibly. Nope. Yep. Major look, stroke. And looks like Roll1 already heading back down to the bottom lane to pick up soak on these minions. And as well, Blaze already starting up on the top. Looks like Dahaka may have missed a little bit of XP there, but small skirmish taking place down at the bottom. And we've already got CCS posturing to pick up this camp here. As CCS goes over to pick up their camp, we're going to get the same thing happening on the other side of the map, with Roll1 doing the same to answer. Over here, looks like Dahaka struggling a little bit against the Blaze with Zad, and CCS gets the camp pickup a little bit before Roll1. We'll see if Sylvanas is able to allow this camp to get into the towers. We're going to have one explode. Looks like there might be a gank happening over here. But nothing doing for that. All right, so far the Nova pick hasn't yielded any quick kills. Chat, because I'm rusty at this, let me know how to display the talents in the bottom of the screen if anyone knows.
Be ready. You must be quick.
Mongoose has got to be careful here. One tongue and he's a dead man. A lot of experience up here in the top lane. It looks like ETC might get caught out. Rock Your World escapes with about 1 health. Three altar spawn. Nova's picking up the top left. Dahaka's picking up the top right. And looks like Kath. Chromie's going to be able to delay this for days. So one and one. And Anduin is going to get destroyed by that chain CC. ETC Blaze is hard to deal with. Looks like Dahaka's not going to worry about joining this battle. He's going to continue to push, and looks like Roll1 walks away with a little bit of an advantage after the first altar phase.
I will not return to those wretched mines.
And CCS already picking up the camp here. They're going to be missing out on quite a bit of experience, I imagine, unless Dahaka can get up here. But looks like he's delayed, and got to watch out. Blaze is on the way. Camp going to be picked up by Roll1 quicker, as they're lacking the damage over here for CCS. Looks like Dahaka may have picked up Control 1. There we go, folks. Thank you. A little skirmish down here in the bottom. Nova, Mongoose on Nova is kind of just waiting in the shadows as these camps are going to converge in the center. CCS clearing that rather easily. Looks like Chromie has picked up Slowing Sands as her ult. A little bit of stun on Chromie, nothing doing there. And CCS is going to get all of their sappers into the towers and wall.
The time is now.
Single altar phase. Hoku taking some damage from Mongoose on Nova. Yep, it's definitely alt F4. You're right, you're right. Little skirmish here. CCS losing a little bit more health than the Roll1. Got the tongue onto Chromie, but Dahaka gets stunned out. Hoku very low, has to get pulled out. Uh-oh, he followed that up with his dive that almost was his undoing. So it looks like Roll1 is going to be able to capture that single altar in the single altar phase. And looks like we've got Blaze already doing his job in the center lane. And going to be both teams missing out on some XP in the top lane, but nothing crazy. Right now there is almost about a half a level lead for Roll1 Esports, but the advantage structure-wise going over to CCS as they're taking down this tower set in the bottom lane. Blaze doing some damage up top, and we're going to have ults picked. Zad is going to need to retreat slightly. We've got Mosh Pit for Rock Your World on ETC. The Bunker for Blaze. Massive Shove for Stukov. And then Nova's going to go with that Precision Strike to see if she can get some AoE kills. We're going to see a Light Bomb out of Anduin. Kath going for that extra stun follow-up for Anubarak possibly. And then Isolation. Rocket Ride, Cocoon as always, and Mind Control. So a lot of CC on the... So we got a wasted Light Bomb there. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication, and they got to be careful here because Zad is flanking. And CCS is going to escape out of there safely. 2 altar phase coming up here in 20 seconds. We'll see if any of these teams try to pick up a camp. Looks like they're not going to worry about it. And Dahaka just kind of waiting in the brush as he does.
Take the altars and put an end.
We're going to get an engage over here. Looks like they're just going to settle for... Oh, Dahaka's tongue is not quite long enough to stop Chromie channel. He's got to work on that tongue length, dude. And he is going to pay for that missed tongue action.
This realm will be mine, and mine alone.
When it comes to kills, we've got 2-0 Roll1 in favor. We're going to get a hard engage on this camp over here. That silence is sitting down by Stukov, but that gets interrupted by a Very solid. Oh, ETC's got to watch out here. He is caught way out. Yeah, he's going to go down. Rock Your World is not long for this world, and that slowing sands made that just kind of, the slowing sands didn't help to end that isolation for ETC. He kind of got caught out way too far. I'm not sure if he got tongued or what, but didn't survive. And Cypher's going to be able to pick up the sappers on the Roll1 side of the map. And they're going to try to push these into this tower here. Slowing sands helping them out. You might be able to clear it with the Nova ult. Get a couple sappers into the tower. These two have very little health left. Nova is flanking. Mongoose looking for some possible damage, but they've put some damage on the bottom tower, and we've got 32 to 24. 2 altar phase here. Let's see how these teams decide to defend. So 1-1 for each team there. Dahaka's picking up this top camp, and while his buddies just continue to pressure bot lane. I'd like to see if Mongoose can try to get some pressure on their back line, but looks like Hoku's doing a pretty good job of keeping him out. Dahaka kind of gave up on that camp as he saw Blaze in the top lane. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, definitely had everyone's, just the blue team showing for a little bit, but like I said, a little rusty. ETC with a 3-man mosh immediately gets cocooned. And so far, just a little bit of trivial damage. Blaze is flanking. We'll see if he can get a follow-up on Anduin. And the big whiff for Zad. CCS taking a lot of damage. That slowing sands made their day just not quite as fun as they thought it was going to be. Nubrak goes down, and looks like Roll1 is going to look to pressure top lane and start heading up towards the 2 altar phase and see if they can pick up both of these camps here, or both of these altars. Dahaka looking at this camp, checking to see if everyone's going to leave him alone, and there is 1 altar in the bottom as well, but looks like Roll1 is going to pressure both of these top. Now, if they're not careful here, they may lose this bottom tower. Yep. This is actually a very smart move by CCS to take their disadvantage and turn it into a slight advantage. I've seen many Towers of Doom matches snowball just by losing this lane here. Let's see if we get an engage over here on this camp. Nubrak doing a good job of warding out. Looks like ETC still has it. Oh, Nubrak goes down with that damage. It's coming from Nova and Chromie. ETC another follow-up stun on Dahaka, and he's out of here. We're going to see a little bit of trivial damage coming from... Ooh, Mongoose ate a bunch of bombs, but he's back to full health with the Stukov heal. And now we're looking at a 24-12 advantage for Roll1 Esports. We've got the Burning Beetles from the Anubarak. The 1.5 level lead for Roll1 and a single altar phase. If you're CCS here, you're gonna need to start winning some of these team fights if you're gonna win this match, I think. And Roll1's going to pick up that tower back in the bot lane. So right now, looks like they might be giving this altar, unless Chromie can get us delay. And looks like they're just going to give it. So CCS getting a little bit closer, 20-12. We've got pressure coming from top and mid lane for Roll1 Esports, and looks like CCS is just going to be happy continuing to four-man press this bottom lane. Sylvan is taking massive damage from Mongoose in the bottom lane, and Chromie finishes her quest at 14:08. We'll see if they can get an engage here if the Haka decides to join. Blaze making his way back to the middle, picking up some experience. And the Haka's going to try to get this camp knocked out. Nova's heading top. Might see a gank here. Yep. Poor the Meadow. He may walk out with his life. Oh, she misses the snipe, and that'll do it. Well, they've got the advantage on the bottom now that the blue team has sent 2 over, but Junkrat used his ult, and now he's making his way back down to the bottom lane. Single altar phase here at the bottom. We've got pressure here in the top lane. Blaze is backing to get some mana, and we'll see if Roll1 lets CCS continue to... ETC might get a mosh pit in here. Good save by Anduin. They're going to need the Haka to get in here. Channel is happening by Poe, and they're not going to be able to stop it. So that's going to be 4 more shots, 8 left for CCS. Yeah, if I'm CCS, I'd just like to see the Haka join the fight a little bit sooner. I know he had those sappers up in the top that he had to take care of, but I think they made it anyways, so really they didn't prevent anything bad from happening by him not joining. Mosh pit has been used. Slowing Sands goes out, and they're just going to give up this camp smartly. With a level 20 advantage for Roll1. See if they try to force a fight here. ETC takes Bolt of the Storm. Interesting. And right now, CCS is going to have to win a crazy level 20 disadvantage fight. And stop capping of both altars. So we'll see what their game plan is here. Right now, Zad is just holding everyone out of the way. Light Bomb comes out, really affecting no one. Cocoon on Zad, he's going to be fine. No, Mind Control is going to blow him up. Oh, it's timely bunker. And the Haka is not... All right, looks like CCS is able to at least defend off for now. The Haka's capping bot while this fight's happening. Oh, the mosh pit. Oh, great save by Anduin. He took that talent to give him another charge of Leap of Faith. The Haka joins the fight. Everyone's pretty low for CCS. Chromie just doing massive damage. They're chasing ETC pretty far. Let's see if the rest of the Blues can pressure. And... they're just going to give it. All right, so that is exactly the fight that CCS needed to win. But sadly, they're going to lose another tower, so they're going to have to get some of these back if they want to make a comeback here. Problem is they're going to run into lane pressure problems all over the map. The Haka's got to be careful here. All of the members of Roll1 are here in the top besides Mongoose.
Has destroyed a fort.
And they're going to be getting this camp, but they're going to give up boss. Which, at the end of the day, not the biggest deal, but that's going to make them losing one altar away from being out of this fight. We'll see if we get a Bolt of the Storm engage. Oh, slides through the wall, and I think this is going to end pretty poorly for CCS as Cypher gets nuked. Solid engage for Roll1 through the wall with the ETC crowd surfer. Really cool. I haven't seen anyone take that in a while. I like that move there. But single altar phase. They are going to have to fight a man down for at least 30 seconds before Junkrat can get back into the fight. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if they can. Good mind control on Stukov if they can blow him up. No damage there because Junkrat's still not there, and the follow-up re-engage by Roll1 is going to end this fight. There you have it, folks. Game 1 going over to Roll1 Esports. Well, we had an action-packed match. Pretty exciting. Roll1 picks up the win for the map that they chose. And checking out some stats here. Top damage going over to Chromie, 56,000. And top healing going well over to Stukov with 74,000 damage. Yikes. 8 kills to 2. Kind of a less action-packed game, a lot more strategic than, maybe some of you were hoping for, but, take some notes. This game is a very strategic game. All right. So we did have Roll1 Esports picking up the dub on Towers of Doom. We'll see what we got in the works for the next map. As we talked about earlier, we don't have some of the more strategic maps. 2-lane maps are kind of, a couple of them been banned out. So I'd like to see maybe what we got going on. Maybe in a Dragonshire would be fun. I'm Pickle Matt. Thanks, man. You just made my day. This is all I wanted, was to be good at casting this, you know what I mean? All right. 1-0 for Roll1 Esports in our Division C West NGS Season 14. If you guys are having a good time in NGS this season, make sure that you find all those NGS Twitch channels. And we're getting this next map set up. Looks like we're going to be heading over to Dragonshire. Just like I called, we're going to Dragonshire, folks. That's going to be picked by Roll1 Esports. CCS has chosen to take the first pick. And we'll just wait for the lobby to get set up here. Let me know in the chat, what do you think? Are we going to see a game 3? You think Roll1's going to run away with it? I'd like to see a game 3, as always. The more action, the better. While we're kind of waiting for this game to start, I can let you know a little bit about myself. I am theStroke. I've been playing NGS since about Season 5 or 6. I took a major hiatus. I had 2 kids born, and that kind of sucks away your video game time. But now I am a co-host on a video game podcast called One More Game. Me, I'm Pickle Matt in the chat, and my buddy Swift Me Down. We talk video games. We talk releases, news, industry news, anything you can imagine. We talk a major topic of the week, but it's a weekly podcast about video games. So if you're interested, go ahead and check us out at twitch.tv/onemOreGame. Or you can find us on Apple, Spotify, anywhere else you find your podcasts. We'd love to have you in. Just talk about video games with us. It's a great time. All right. Everyone ready for game 2? We're going to Dragonshire. And we're hoping to see a little bit more action, some more kills, a little bit less screw-ups by Stroke when it comes to observing. I'm still trying to get the buttons down. And, yeah. Also, you can find us streaming tomorrow night, One More Game podcast. We are going to be playing our first game, Bonsai Gaming, on that channel. We'll be live streaming that as we play. And here we go, off to Dragonshire for the draft. All right. Collecting countless stars, getting the first ban and first pick as they selected after losing the first map. Last time they banned out, what did they ban out? Kel'Thas. And they're going to go ahead and do that again. They must have, Roll1 must have a big time Kel'Thas player. IRACAF is ready for game 2, and so am I. First ban's coming out, same as last time. Same thing, different match. And Deja Vu, Hogger banned again from CCS. Don't tell me. Hanzo. Oh, Gazlo. That's what it was. Same. Same. Chicken beef. Same. All right. 20 seconds for the red team, CCS, to pick their first hero for game number 2. Stukov going out for Kath.
For the alliance above all.
Here we go again.
All right, we're going to get Anduin on Januba and Chromie for Poe. Believe Poe paid Chromie last match.
For the frozen throne.
Mind is going to play Greymane. And we're going to get another Anubarak over on Hoku. Second round of bans coming out for Roll1 Esports. We'll see what they elect to go with. Will it be the same as last time? Yes, it will. Hanzo. And if they want to just round it out, this would be Johanna. And there you have it. Exact same bands as round number 1. I tend to go by Raka. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. That is easier to say and cuter. All right, Sonya. Zad is going to pick up the Sonya. And Rock Your World again over on the Big Cowboy, ETC. All right, let's see how CCS rounds out their draft for map number 2, Bametto and DMN 13. Looking to pick up possibly a mage and a frontliner. We'll see what they elect to go with on the ever strategic 3-lane map. Oh boy. Bametto's going to pick up Lost Vikings. I'm pretty sure he has a special with that. And Chunky Boy over on Damon 13. Mongoose went with the Nova pick last time. What do we got in store for us today? Pickle Matt, if no one could ban anything, and we got another Nova pick. 100% Nova picks. NGS. It's the new meta. There you have it, folks. My prediction. I think this map is a little bit too small and gankable for Lost Vikings to really be effective, but we'll see. No swaps happening, and we go to the game. As the game loads here, I'll let you see my shining, beautiful face. I've got the COVID, just so you know. So keep your distance. Hopefully, here in the future, I'm Pickle Matt joining me in these casts, so I'm not all by my lonesome. But here we go. Over to game number 2. Roll1 Esports versus CCS. Arjanuba on Anduin. Poe on Chromie. Rocky Roll on ACC. Zad on Sonya. And, of course, Mongoose on Nova. Stukov played by Kath. Greymane by Mind. Hoku on Anubarak again. Damon 13 on Junkrat as well. And Bametto playing those ever lovable
4, 3,
Vikings.
2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Meet me in the middle. All right, Bametto's going to send out One Viking mid. We're going to be looking for a gank by Hoku in the mid to bottom lane transition. Triangle of death. And our Roll1 just going to play it safe. Nothing too crazy happening up in the top lane, of course, by the big boy. Nubrak kind of chasing. Seeing if he can get a body block on Rock Your World, but he's just going to slide right past. Smart moves. If you're new to the game, did you see how these two went around? Teammates, take note. Don't walk through the bushes right here, or you're going to die. Roll1 is going to start playing the macro game and getting camps with Zad picking up this top camp as Sonya can do. She might need some help from Anduin. Junkrat pressuring the bottom and Vikings doing what they do. Interesting map because you've got to not only control these top point, bottom shrine, but you also need to be able to control the middle of the map in order to capture the dragon. So one of the most strategic maps in this game, especially when you consider the locations of the camps. It's like Hoku just making sure that no one can freely roam through the center triangle. And Damon 13 down here in the bot lane with 2 Roll1 Esports members. Sonya picking up the top lane as this camp is going to force some pressure in the top lane. Mid lane guarded by 1 lowly Viking. 3 in the bottom for Roll1, and looks like CCS is able to take the shrine away from these boys. Your audio seems to have cut when you did your scene change. I hope not. Am I still talking? Everything looks good on this end, but let me know if you guys are picking up anything weird, because like I said, I just set this up again for the first time in a long time. Sonya's going to go down to a 3-man kill by CCS with that solid Stukov silence. Nova is going to be looking to hunt her some Vikings, but they're getting massive pressure up here in the top lane. Chromie about a quarter of the way done with her quest. Anduin picked the quest for Piercing Light. And looks like CCS is going to be able to pressure slightly with control of the shrines. Rock Your World making sure none of that dragon cap is going to be happening for the Vikings. I think this guy's name is Veylog or something. I don't remember all their names, but all right. CCS picking up Roll1's side camp. That's going to be doing some pressure down here in the bot tower. And they're going to be looking to continue to pressure this bottom lane and pick up this bottom shrine. Nova is able to get that snipe on the Viking in the mid lane. And guess what? Bemeto's just going to send down another one. Who's this little guy? Eric? Small engage here. CCS is definitely getting some pressure on this bottom lane. Towers are going to go down as Nova puts on some damage to the middle Viking. And this guy might go down. Looks like he lost track a little bit as both were pressuring. One strategy you can do when you're facing the Vikings is have 2 players engage 2 different Vikings at the same time, and most likely one is not going to be able to be microed well enough to stop it. But Meadows trying to interrupt the cast. Solid work by Rock Your World to interrupt his ability to do that, and now first dragon goes over to Roll1 Esports. Sonya just continuing to pressure the top lane. Anubrak's going to get punted. Should be able to make it out of there, but He is getting stunned by Anduin. So it looks like we got a little bit of damage in the center lane, and towers gone on the bottom lane with this Dragon Knight, and that's probably about all they're going to be able to get out of that. We are pretty much neck and neck when it comes to experience. I'm just checking out the damage here. Chromie leading the way. Eric the Swift is the little guy. Balog the Fierce is the guy with the sword, and Olaf the Stout is the shield. Okay. So Eric the Swift has the slingshot. Oh. Eric the Swift almost went down, and Olaf, he's just going to kind of soak. We might lose another Viking here. Nova's going to take out Bametto in the center lane. Balog the Fierce goes down. Thanks, Raka, for educating me on my old school Blizzard games. Mighty Mosh Pit gets interrupted with a solid cocoon, but Sonya's going to be doing some work here with the light bomb from Anduin. Sukov's going to go down. If Min's not careful, that Gray Man's going to go down as well. Sonya does go down from one of the boulders from the camp, from these ogres here. You hate to see it. And all the while, Olaf clearing top, and the other two Vikings mid. A lot of damage coming out on Damon 13 from Chromie. Nova's going to try to get someone with her precision strike and a whiff. But they do manage, Roll1 manages to keep the tower or the fort intact. Camp pushing top lane, and that's going to need an answer from someone more than Nova. Imagine that we'll see Zad head up there after they pick up this ogre camp.
But will it be you?
Tank's doing a good job of protecting that middle triangle, making sure none of their guys walk through there. But like I said, a little more pressure here, and all of a sudden, CCS has control of both shrines. ETC taking some damage here. Not enough CC to stop him from getting away. And Anduin's going to be able to cap the bottom shrine to stop any dragon pressure from CCS. Overall, Roll1's team fights seem to be just a little bit more crisp and organized compared to CCS, but it is the first week of the season, and that could change in a heartbeat in this match. Looks like we might have Olaf go down in the top lane, and Eric the Swift is going to have to back off, and all of a sudden, Roll1 Esports now has control of both shrines. Mongoose misses his snipe, but is going to be able to pressure Bametto's Balog away, but Anubrak is on his way. Eric just pestering Sonya up there in the top lane. It looks like Roll1 is just going to try to keep possession of this bottom one, but Anubrak gets the stun on Rock Your World, and no real follow-up for that, but they are going to be able to push them off the shrine to eliminate the pressure for the dragon. The ogre's name is Steve, allegedly, and his brother is Carl. And just like that, that's kind of the power of the Vikings. You can kind of sneak a Dragon Knight. Zad gets punted away. Dragon Knight getting a little bit of pressure on these middle lane towers as the remaining 4 of CCS push bottom lane. Zad's going to look for a flank here. Greyman needs to watch out, as well as Damon 13. And Anubrak just does not have the health to survive that type of chain stun. Sonya jumps in to try to get some more pressure on these guys. Stukov with the silence, almost to his detriment. Meanwhile, the dragon is going to get some heavy damage on this middle fort. I don't know if he's got what it takes to get the rest of it. He might as well just keep smacking it if he's a Viking, and he does. He takes down the middle fort, CCS, with the structure advantage. No way, no chance Olaf makes it out of here. No, he did.
I have seen enough for now.
Didn't really talk about the ults, but Mosh Pit, Standard, Leap from Sonya. Not a whole lot of CC for her to worry about, so that's not a bad choice. This time, Temporal Loop from Chromie. Sonya's picking up the camp in the top for Roll1, and Nova might go down here. Mongoose gets a little juke in, but it's going to be hard for him to survive. So good kill for CCS, picking off that Nova. But looks like Rock Your World may put a little bit of pressure on this camp. If he's not careful, he might get caught out. Looks not everyone on the same page there. And CCS is just going to continue the four-man pressure of bottom lane. Nova still down for 8 more seconds. Uh-oh. Nope, nothing doing there. Sonya pushing with this camp in the top lane. She might be able to get this top fort based on the answer from CCS. Nope, CCS is all heading to the top, and Sonya might be done. She gets a solid lead, but Olaf! Why do I keep hitting that button? Meanwhile, Roll1 Esports picks up the bottom camp.
Harness the power of sun and moon. Put an end to
This fort in the bottom lane is a literal Junkrat grenade from falling. All right, so Roll1 Esports is going to have to be careful here. They're missing a player. CCS is able to pick up both shrines. If they're not able to... Yeah, so CCS smartly takes down that fort, and if they're smart, they'll get after this middle lane before Roll1 Esports gets their 5th member back in the fight. The Meadow looking to channel the dragon, gets interrupted by ETC, who is all by his lonesome. Gonna need to watch out. And Nova is gonna be able to pick up the top shrine. I imagine not for long, but we are going to have a little scuffle here. Stukov almost gets caught out by Sonya. That was very close. But Meadow's going to go down to it. Oh, solid dodge. All right, and we're kind of at a stalemate.
blue team has destroyed.
Looks like they're going to try to catch out Sonya again. But the rest of Roll1 pursuing. Sonya gets a 3-man leap, but she's going to go down hard. And Nubrak goes down as well, though. No tank for CCS, so they're going to have to back off from this fight. And they've got a long way to run. The mosh pit. Not like this. The tire gets stuck in the mosh. Anduin goes down with Greymane's flank, and Nova takes out Stukov. So 2 kills to 2. But with the Vikings, that means they're able to provide pressure on the rest of the map elsewhere and still haven't lost the shrine in the bottom, so no dragon pressure. 40 more seconds for Stukov to be back up. Both healers down, so right now we're just seeing some lane pressure from Vikings. The Meadow takes a chunk of damage from that strike, but these ogres, Steve and Carl, are taking out this, putting some pressure in the bottom keep, which is never a good thing. Mind is waiting in the triangle of death. He may want to get the F out of there. And as well as Damon 13, he's going to be a little bit screwed. We are getting Eric the Swift to pick up the top shrine, and now dragon pressure from CCS. They are down a Junkrat, so it's 5-man advantage. Stukov smartly heading to the bottom shrine, see if he can alleviate the dragon shrine pressure. Checking the bush. And Roll1 Esports is able to pick up the camp on the CCS side, but we do have Dragon Shrine pressure from CCS as those pesky Vikings keep doing what they do. Level 20s. Another Bolt of the Storm from ETC. Ariat Crater from Sonya. Piercing Sands. Sensor. And another charge of Precision Strike for Nova. Baylog is going to go down. We've got 2 Vikings down currently, so that's not good. And massive top lane pressure here for Roll1. And there goes the 3rd Viking, so Mongoose getting some value out of that Nova pick, taking down Vikings left and right. And now, Chromie's not going to be able to channel this dragon, thanks to Bemeadows on point. But he's going to go down rather quickly. Of course, he's going to also head to the bottom shrine. But you know who is already on his way. Yeah, right now I'd like to see CCS get a little bit aggressive and set up either for a gank. Yeah, Nubrak is going to go down. Yeah, I think that's like the 3rd time he's just been caught out. That chain CC is just going to get him every time. He doesn't have the fortitude to survive that. Maestro Cast says he didn't know that the tire could get stunned. Yeah, the tire can get can be dancing. You can blow it up. It has a larger radius than the mosh pit, so you can blow it up to stun ETC. I think Olaf might go down here. Oh, Sonya's spear misses. And Chromie looking to get that Dragon Knight. This is going to be too late for Stukov. So a level 22 Dragon Knight for Roll1 Esports. It's going to take a quick, swift response from CCS to start getting this Dragon Knight burned down if they don't want to lose a keep. But right now, the Vikings, they're just being hunted. Nova has 6 kills. And there goes another Viking. Dragon Knight getting massive pressure on the bottom lane, electing to go bottom as the win condition with camps exists down there. Getting a little bit of damage on the keep. And Anubrak is going to go down, and if CCS isn't careful here, they may lose this match if they lose another member. Pressuring the core. Roll1 taking a little bit of damage from the core. Looks like they're going to be smart and back off, but they do still have 40 seconds without a Nubarak, so they could pressure a little bit here, but looks like they're going to back off, try to take map advantages like this bottom camp. Sonya looking to see if she can get another kill on Baylog. So, chat, out of the 3 Vikings, who are you most likely to name your firstborn after? Olaf, Baylog, or Eric? But they have to. Their middle name has to be the Swift, all that stuff, the Fierce, the Stout. Stukov's gonna go down here. Precision strike from Mongoose. Picks up another kill, 7 1/4. And this is slowly starting to snowball out of control for CCS as we got pressure in the top lane. Pressure in the middle lane, solid. Oh, solid concussive mine from Junkrat to get Zad over the wall, but Anduin is there as always to save him from trouble. All right, CCS is gonna need a. And I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop this Dragon Knight. It's level 24, and they should just probably march it directly to the core. There goes another Viking, dying to the top camp. And this is where CCS makes their last stand. Let's see if they can get a solid engage. Hoku goes directly onto the ETC, cocoons him. Tire hits Chromie. Greymane's going to try to put massive damage on him and does take out Chromie. But Anubrak goes down. Greymane in trouble, and the Dragon is going to finish him off. And that should just about do it for Roll1 Esports, taking their second victory of this best of 3. Provided something crazy happens, Mongoose picks up another 9.5 he gets to. And GG's coming out from both teams. Solid match from both teams, especially to start the season off. And a little bit more action in this game than the last one. Let's check out some post-game stats. There you have it, Mongoose on Nova with the most damage in the game. Hero damage, that is. And picking up 9 kills, and he was just there hunting those Vikings all game long. Vikings had a huge advantage for experience versus anyone else, obviously, and tons of siege damage. In the end, it got him a lot of early game pressure, but once they got to level 20, they just kept getting picked off by Nova and her damage. Well, there you have it, folks. The victory goes over to Roll1 Esports in our first match of Season 14. Stand by, chat. I'm going to try to get someone in here. Let's see who we can talk to from Roll1 Esports. Working with their Capitan, see if I can get somebody to talk to us about that victory. Working. Working. Let me see if I can get a hold of him on the old Discord. As I get that working. So saw a lot of good things out there today. Looks like Roll1 Esports a little bit, just generally a little bit more organized in the team fights. That being said, it's early in the season. CCS, they played a lot of the strategic side of the map pretty well for both sides. But overall, in the end, the team fights just kind of snowballed and allowed Roll1 to pick up the victories. Guys? Anyone? All right, we're getting a hold of Zad. Stand by for one more second. We're getting into the lobby, and we can get a little chat on with old Zad. Possibly. Where you at, Zed? Hey, how's it going? Good. All right, let's hear it. What are you feeling right now? Are you just like pretty emotional? Are your blood pumping? How was that victory? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed kind of like once you guys got into some of those storm talents, the Vikings, the benefit of the Vikings kind of went away rather quickly. Yeah, yeah. I actually made a comment about that because Anubrak was dead for another 25 seconds, and you guys backed off, which I thought was actually pretty smart. You maybe could have just, I don't know, stayed down there to keep them down there, but I thought what you guys did was actually pretty smart. It did delay the victory, but at least it secured it for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on, they're saying your voice output's pretty low. Let's see what I can do about that. I think it's mostly on my end, to be quite honest. Yeah, I agree. I just want to make sure they can hear you. So, talk about Sonya. Are you a big Sonya fan in this meta? Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Oh, I think I figured out the issue with your chat. Standard Discord issues, but okay, cool. So let's go back over it a little bit since
Yep.
everyone else kind of missed what you were talking about. But all right, so big first week victory. Just tell
Yeah.
the viewers a little bit how you're feeling.
It feels really good. We've had a couple of like roster changes. Like we added Mongoose. We had a couple people go from like main roster to sub, and it feels good to open in stride right after making those changes. We're still like 80% the same core people, or like whatever percent it would be if you count like a sub in that, right? Then it'd be
Yeah, it definitely
4 out of
feels
6 or whatever. So I think that really helps. I think like Mongoose has a lot of experience shot calling before. And even though Rock's still their primary shot caller, that like second voice who has that perspective, I think really helps streamline what we're doing.
yeah, for sure. It's always good to start the season off with a 2-0 just to kind of build that confidence in what you guys are doing and planning and organizing. So I thought you guys' team fights looked pretty solid overall. Talk to us a little bit. I know you already talked about it, but talk to us a little bit about Sonya. What are you feeling about her in the meta?
I quite like her. I feel like she's kind of like her biggest weakness is like the weakness of any hero, where it's like, oh, you just stack her with CC, she's useless.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of in a cool spot where she's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. She does a lot of things really, really well, but she might not be the best solo laner at any one part of the role. I think generally people do prefer Wrath of the Berserker, but the way we play, and like you said with team fights, I definitely prefer Leap. I won't upgrade Leap every game, but there's definitely some games where that like 20-second lower cooldown can, clutch a kill that you wouldn't have otherwise and open up an opportunity. And with
Yeah,
us being that little behind, I was kind of like, getting an extra 1 to 3 leaps from the talent versus not dying is probably more worth it.
yeah. If you go back to the stream, make sure you get a clip. You had a 3-man leap stun that kind of just wiped up a team fight, but I guess I thought it was a smart choice going with Leap based on their their only CC really was a Nubarak with a
Yeah.
Stukov silence, so I think you were pretty safe with not needing Wrath.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is I think we said in the loading screen that like worst case if we're getting like in not like a super favorable position, I can just kind of wait on a flank and if Stukov goes to channel, like even if Leap just stops a channel of the Stukov silence, like that could turn a fight potentially.
Yeah, totally agree.
So yeah, I think I prefer Leap, especially with us being more team fighty than like I just hit R and use it to get some camps, get some buildings, and really push in deep. So it was nice. I think I got to play two kind of slightly different solo laners, but it's nice to have Sonya where you can be a little more solo assertive.
Right, yeah, for sure. Blaze a little bit more slow going, but yeah, solid workout there. All right, so who would you give the MVP to on your team tonight?
Oh man, that's a good one.
And
I'm
hey,
kind of inclined.
it can be yourself. Don't be don't be too humble.
No, I would do that if I got Hogger. I have been putting a lot of time in Hogger. I feel really good with them. I from game 2, I like Waniba had a couple of really big clutch pulls. I know the one that saved me. There was one that saved, I want to say, Ho, like in that mid to late game that really helped like
Yeah.
stem the bleeding. But then like from game 1, with how much control of the map we had with the Nova, I kind of want to throw it to Goose. So can I like pick one for each game, like Goose game 1,
Yeah, there you
Waniba
go.
game 2?
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, the Anduin had how do you pronounce it? Waniba?
Waniba.
Ah, I was screwing that up. The soft
That's okay.
J.
She's been called so many different things.
Yeah, solid save on you. I think you got busted over the wall with a Junkrat.
Yeah,
mine.
I was spamming R, and I don't know if I would have got out with Leap, where
Yeah.
her pull happened that just so much sooner that I came out with health instead of owing the Nexus.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, man. What do you want to say to everyone? Who do you want to shout out before we take off here?
Well, we're like I think almost everyone on the team, 80-90% of us are parents. So it's really awesome to have the like sub depth that we have. And I know we didn't use any subs today, but it's nice knowing that we've got like Mango and Velvet ready to pick up games, because I know inevitably, like, when you've got this many people with kids, something's gonna come up.
Oh yeah.
So that it's really nice having that and having people to bounce ideas off of. Shout out, we have our sponsor, Tickle Me Osmo, so we'll plug him. Pretty sure if you just type in Tickle Me Osmo into like Audible, you might get a discount. You might not. I don't actually know.
Okay.
And thank you for casting. I think that's like one of the things for me that makes, and like, the organization of NGS really helps, but it's really awesome having casters and getting that experience and being able to watch somebody else's perspective on the game. So be excited to watch the replay, and thank you for the time to cast it.
Yeah, of course. I had a great time. I used to cast a while back, but it's like you said, I had 2 kids in that time, so it's been a while since I've had the time.
I
to
get
do
it.
This, so.
Well, we definitely appreciate your time, and thank you.
Cool. Congratulations. Have a good time celebrating. Don't get too crazy tonight, and
Oh yeah,
we'll look forward to seeing you guys play again in the future.
Awesome. Have a good night, man.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye.
All right, folks, there you have it. The words from Zad. Big time plays out there from him, and solid solo laning. And you saw Roll1 Esports take the 2-game sweep of CCS tonight. If you enjoyed what you heard and saw with a little bit of floundering for me tonight, go ahead and hit that follow button, as well as shout out to NGS for allowing all of us casters and HOTS lovers. People try to say that this game is dead, but it's not. There's a huge thriving community, especially around NGS and CCL and all that kind of stuff. So this is really cool community that we've got going on here, and I love everyone to just get more and more involved. For my own stuff, I'd like to shout out my podcast one more time. So One More Game podcast on Apple and Spotify. You can check us out every week as we talk video games, video game news, industry news, upcoming releases, reviews, and then a topic of the week where we talk about things like gaming as a parent, or mental health in gaming, or last week we talked about cheaters and hackers, those bastards. But join us. We'd love to have you guys, and you can watch us stream live every week at twitch.tv/OMG podcast. As well as we'll be streaming on that channel tomorrow as we Bonsai Gaming does our first NGS match. So happy to cast for you guys tonight. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Like I said, if you can, hit that follow button. And thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night, and we will see you next time in the Nexus.